Shalom, friends. Welcome. Salutation. Happy December, everyone. Let us start. Sorry for the elegant delay. How was it last week? It was lovely. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Good. הנה מה טוב.
הנה מה טוב. Manayim, Enematov, Manayim, Enematov, Manayim, Enematov, Manayim, Shevet Achim, Gam Yachad, Gam Yachad, Gam Yachad, Enematov, Matov,
Inviting the early birds to light the candles. 1:18. Let us rise. Yeah, you.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel, kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
This are you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to candle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner של שבת. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. So with this beautiful rain around us, and we are here and holding one another. That's dramatic indeed. Come, let us sing joyfully to God. Page 130. Lechu neranena l'Adonai.
Lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena l'Adonai. L'Adonai, l'Adonai. Naharia etzur yeshenu. Naharia etzur yeshenu. Yeshenu, Yeshenu. Lechad mafana betoda. Lechad mafana betoda. Betoda, betoda. Bismirot narialo. Bismirot narialo. Bismirot narialo. Bismirot narialo. Narialo.
131. Top in God's hands are the depth of the earth, the peaks of the mountains are God. God is the sea, God made it, and the land which God's hands fashioned. Come, let us bow down and kneel, bend the knee before God, our Maker. For the eternal one is our God, and we are the people God tends the flock in God's care. Or if you would heed, God shout this way. Now we're on Psalm 96. I'm doing the middle.
Please join in, it's very easy. 131.
131.
Rabbi, you going to read?
Oh yeah, sorry to say, yeah, sure. We were in,
Second verse.
כי גדול אדוני מעולל מאוד נורא הוא על כל אלוהים, כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים, ואדוני שמיים מסר הוד והדר, לפניו עוז ותפארת בקדשו, יספחו שמיים ותגל הארץ, יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו, אז ירננו כל הצייר לפני אדוני קיבה לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, ועמים באמונתו. Is that what I was supposed to read?
הוד והדר לפניו, הוד והדר לפניו, עוז ותפארת במקדשו, עוז ותפארת במקדשו, באדוני, באדוני, שמיים עשה, באדוני, באדוני, שמיים עשה.
Sorry for that. Are you still doing all Zarua? Okay. Sorry for that. Yeah. So I was just taking because Barry's joined us, and that's hardly happened. So it's a good sign. I'm sorry that I was out of 136. Okay, Psalm 29. Page 136. מזמור לדוד, אבו לאדוני בני אלים, אבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, אבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, השתחו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, כל אדוני על המים, אלא כבוד יראים, אדוני, אדוני, על מים רבים, כל אדוני בכוח, כל אדוני בהדר, כל אדוני שוהר עזים, וישבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון, ויקידם כמו עגל לבנון וסריון, כמו בן רמים, אדוני למבול ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם, אדוני עוזר לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. So before we go to the Lechadodi, as now as it is definitely December, we can sense it, it's unreversible and everything is winding down. I'd like to share with you some thoughts about the time, as we say, that the reality is that there was never a yesterday and there will never be tomorrow. All there is in one vast moment, one vast spread now, present moment, just waiting for us to look at it in the eye. Time is a concept we came up with, we call it divine, not a day or a night or a week or a year, just moving on through the dimension. It can be seen that the sun and the earth are doing whirling dance around one another, dances of light, games of light and darkness in an eternal, multidimensional, unended, unknown of the now. So in this illusion that we create, and once we created it, it manages us, and then we are addicted to the deadlines and to the hecticness, and we run after that, and we miss the moment. So this moment is a good reminder for that notion, and may we always catch the moment, catch our breath and catch the moment. And with that, 138, 139, Lechadodi.
Lechadodi likrat kahala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kahala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemor echad. L'shimul tiferet v'litila, Lechadodi likrat kahala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kahala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki makor habracha, merosh mikedem menesucha, sof maaseh b'machshava tchila. Lechadodi likrat kahala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kahala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, ki va'orech umiori, uri, shir daberi. Kavod Adonai lach nigla. Lechadodi likrat kahala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kahala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ha'terek bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch חמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
מזמור שיר ביום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבר, עלי היגיון לחינוך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, לזמר לשמך עליון. השמחתני אדוני בכל אחד, במעשה ידיך רענן. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני מאוד, עמקו מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
צדיק כתמר, the righteous bloom like a dead palm.
כתמר יפרח, כארץ בלבנון, בלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו. עוד ינובון בשבע, דשנים רעננים יהיו, להגיד ישר אדוני צורי, ולא עוולת בו.
Good. So we're moving to the Amida. I just want to check. Anyone knows if Jody and Morgana get here and started the activity? You know if they're there or not? We don't know. They started or not. Can you please check if the kids, if they're there and everything? If not, tell Russell. Okay. Send Auntie Ruthie to check. Oh, Barry, go with Auntie Ruthie to check if Jody arrived. Okay. Yeah, why must I go with Auntie Ruthie, Daddy? What? Oh, they have arrived. Okay, that's what I've asked. I just wanted to make that you're sorry. Sorry. Good. 146. Let us rise for the Baruch.
Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Baruch hu et Adonai
Please be seated. We are reading in page 148 at the bottom. 148. You can join me for the English if you want. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, whose wisdom opens heaven's gates, whose understanding changes times and seasons, and who arranges the stars in the heavenly courses according to plan. You are the creator of day and night, holding light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever living God, may you reign over us into eternity. Blessed are you, eternal one, who brings an evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv, Aravim, Ahavat Olam, 150.
Avat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha, Ahavta, Torah, u'mitzvot, chukim, u'mishpatim, otanu, limadata, Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shachbeinu v'kumeinu, nasiach b'chochecha, b'nismak, b'divrei Toratacha, uv'mitzvotecha, Leolam, Leolam bo'ed, ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yomenu, uvahem negeh yomam v'layla, ve'avtecha al tasi mimenu leolamim, Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael.
Blessed are the eternal one who loves your people Israel. Thank you, Mickey. Shema.
Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Vaed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך, קשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדשים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. 156, the affirmation of the Shema. All this we hold to be true. 156. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvelous beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You perform miracles before us, before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom of all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang together, lifting their voices. Joyously, Mi Chamocha, 158.
מי כמוך, אלוהים אדוני, מי כמוך, נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מהותך ראו בניך, בוקע היום לפני משה ומרים, זה לי ענו ויאמרו. מי כמוך פועל עם אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה.
160, let's do the English for the Ashkivenu. 160 bottom. Grant, O God, to lie down in peace. Raise us up, our sovereign, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadows of your wing. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. The your eternal one shelter of peace is spread over us, over all of you people Israel, and over Jerusalem. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. 162. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש.
So this Shabbat is a long delayed 70th birthday to Andrew. How delayed we are actually? 4 months. What do you want me to say? Yeah. It's his birthday. What year was he born? 1952, exactly. Well done, my wise boy. Exactly. That's his forte, if you want to calculate which year you were born. Okay, I invite you to come up. I had a point on 64. In Hebrew, when you want to say somebody like Helen, you're the only one who will figure it by the end. Somebody who is like a veteran citizen, it's kashish, with kuf, kashish. Then somebody who is like infrail is yashish, with yud, not with kuf, and with yud, yashish, okay? Then he say after the age of so-and-so, my grandfather used to say 80, then he pushed it after 85, 90. He says every day is bakshish. Yeah, anyhow, in Hebrew it sounds better. Yeah, come. Mickey, is he alone? Is he alone on the what? Adorai sefadai tiftachu fi agid tehilatecha, eternal God, open up that my mouth may declare your praise. 166, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elokei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elokei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון גומל חסדים טובים וחונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה, אמן. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, חיים מתים אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורוב וחולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לישני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומעידו מלך ממיתים חיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנת לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים, אמן. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, קדושים בכל יום ילוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. 172. אתה קידשת את יום השביעי. מה? וואו. all good. אוקיי. תכלית מעשה שמיים וארץ וברכתו מכל הימים וקידשתו מכל הזמנים, וכן כתוב בתורתך. ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל הצבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. וברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר בא אלוהים לעשות. I'm reading the English in the bottom of the page. Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot and grant us your share in your Torah. Sanctify us with your goodness and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, eternal our God, grant us the heritage of your holy Shabbat, that Israel, who sanctifies your name, may rest on it. Bless you, eternal one, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Shabbat. Retzeh to you, Rory.
רצה אדוני אלוהינו בעמך ישראל, ותפילתם באהבה תקבל, ותהי לרצון תמיד עבודת ישראל. עמך אל קרוב לכל קורב, נעל עבדיך וחננו, שפוך רוחך עלינו, ותחזינה עינינו. בשובך לציון ברחמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, המחזיר שכינתו לציון.
176. We acknowledge with thanks that you are eternal God and God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives, which are in your hands, for our soul, which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for our wonders, deeds, and favors at every time of the day, evening, morning, and evening. O good one, whose mercies never end, the compassionate one, whose kindness never fail, we forever put our hope in you. ועל כולם יתברך ויתרומם שמך מלכנו תמיד לעולם. בעד וכל החיים ידוך סלע, ואלו את שמך באמת האלה שוטרים וזאתנו סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני הטוב שמך, ולך נאה להודות. שלום רב. 178.
שלום תשים לעולם, שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. Sorry, wrong key. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם, תשים לעולם.
I'm reading one of the prayers in the end of the book that we never get to. It's part of the Shabbat second edition. May my life be one link in the chain of goodness. As I say the prayers of my ancestors, help me to recall their devotion, their faithfulness, their joy, their suffering, which are in every word. Holiness is my heritage. May I be worthy of it. May our tradition live in me and pass from me to the generations I shall never even know, enriched by the truth that I have found and the good deeds I have done.
So may I fulfill my task on earth and receive the blessing. And when the service ends and the prayers have ceased, help me to bring the Spirit into the world in which I live. May I love God above all and my neighbor as myself, and be a living witness to the truth that never changes. May the words of our heart and the meditation of our mouth and meditation of our heart be acceptable to you, God, our rock and our deliverer.
Ose shalom bimroman, Uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru amen. Yase shalom shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yase shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yase shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yase shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Thank you. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all those who are ill. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored, for the strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit, as we say, Amen. I invite you to mention names of people we pray for their well-being, parents, siblings, children, spouses. And other circles accepted as well. Yeah.
מי שברך אבותינו בכל הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. מי שברך אמותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
Shabbat Shalom Chaverim, welcome. It's nice to be back. It was nice to be away. Some people were even with me. Keith and Rosenberg were with Joel and Rosenberg were with me in the village. I'm hoping that next year there will be some people of our community who will be. Even the Mukassas came on Sunday morning. It was nothing less than a miracle. So I'm hoping that next year more people will be in a position to come, and we'll advertise it from our side.
Before I go on, I want to say I'm going to speak about Genesis 34, which is the story of Dinah. So if you don't feel like hearing about gender-based violence and you feel it triggers you, it's legit. And just take a walk. I'll be done in 5-7 minutes, and then we'll continue, and then we'll go to the Brucha. Okay, but I haven't spoken about it for some years here, and it's a major thing in Parashat Vayishlach. So I'd like to tackle this story of Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and it has become more common in progressive liberal synagogues to this weekly parasha, even call it Shabbat Dinah, deal with the theme of gender-based violence around the story. So we are deep into the stories of Jacob, and in a way we are transitioned from the story of Jacob to the story of Joseph, but there are a few transition points. For example, the story of Judah and Tamar later on, it's like an interval within the Joseph stories. Here it's even before we start everything, and we're looking on whatever happens to another sibling, to Dinah. You know, so like the main line is what's happening to Jacob, then what's happening to Joseph. In the meantime, we hear about the trouble of other family members because that's how life is. So let me just read for you the verses. The story itself is not a long verses. It's in chapter 34. You can check it yourself. And also check what different translations have to say. I'm not going to do it now, but in short. Now, Dinah is the daughter of Leah, whom she had born to Jacob. She went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and violated her. So here in the Hebrew, it's three verbs. He took her, he laid with her, he violated her. But his soul was strongly attached to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. He loved her greatly, and he spoke kindly to the young woman. So Shechem spoke with his father Hamor, saying, "Get me this young woman as a wife." So it's if one side suggests that there was a rape, and another side there is ambiguity that I think it's attended. It's by chance. It's not by chance. It's like derived because he was clearly in love with her, and we don't get her story. Okay, just keep it in mind. I'll come back to that later. So Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with the livestock in the field. So Jacob held his peace until they came. And when Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to speak with him, the sons of Jacob came in from the field, and they heard it. The men were grieved and they were angry because he's done such a disgraceful thing, and that thing should not be done. But Hamor spoke to them, saying, "The soul of my son Shechem longs for your daughter. Please give her to him as a wife and make marriage with us. Give your daughters to us and take our daughters to yourself. So you shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade in it and acquire possessions for yourselves in it." Then Shechem said to the father and the brothers, "Let me find favor in your eyes, and whatever you say, I will give. Ask me every much dowry, lobola, the gifts, I will give you according to what you say to me. Just bring this young woman to me as a wife." So just to conclude, I'm not going to read to you the whole thing. It's like until verse 30, but in principle, they say, "We accept your offer. We're going to now be brothers in tribes. You will be able to marry our daughters. We will marry your daughters," and so on. We just have one condition. What's the condition? Circumcision, snip, snip. Exactly. So that's our tradition. You got to circumcise if you want to join us and marry our daughters. Then when after they did the circumcision, all the city did the circumcision. Then they came on them when they were weary and tired, and slaughtered them all. Now Jacob, who did it? Shimon and Levi. Now Jacob is very upset. I'll give you just the end of it. Jacob said to Shimon and Levi, "You have now troubled me by making me obnoxious among all the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites. We are few in numbers, They will gather themselves together against us and kill us. We should be destroyed, my household and ye. He's saying, he doesn't even talk about the lady, about the girl. He doesn't even talk about Dinah. It says this, you've made a wrong calculation. You messed up with these guys. They are going to call now. They're the locals, not we. We are foreigners, right? We're coming from afar. And the answer of the brothers is iconic. But they said, Shimon and Levi, should they make a prostitute of our sister? Question mark. Should they make a prostitute out of our sister? So in this story, there are many layers, okay? I'm not going to be able to touch all of them. First, as I said, this is not an important story in the Bible, okay? It's like a side story of a side character that by chance, because she's a woman, we're getting the toll what women get, you know, but it's not an important story like Joseph now going to jail, Jacob is having the dream. This is a sidetrack story, okay. But it gives us a picture. Why is this stories in a way more important than the mainstream? Because it gives us an interval to get a little bit rich picture of the social, cultural life and of the ethnography. What's life is about? That you cannot lie down with a lady, that your father needs to go tell, there's like a dome and there's an Apollo. You hear a lot on the details of how life were at the time. And I remind you, the family of Jacob are wanderers. Hey, Rachel, over there. They are wanderers. They don't have a possession land. Okay. Now, the Chivit, just before I move back to Dinah, we are looking on nation that is mentioned as part of the 7 nations of Canaan, and we're looking into the stories of the ancestors before coming down to Egypt, stuff that happened in the 17th century before Common Era, 16th century before Common Era, depending who you believe. But later on, those people disappear. They are squeezed between the Israelites and the Philistines, and they disappear. They don't have possession. Now let's go back to Dinah. There are a few things which are heartbreaking in this story. First, that you don't hear anything of her. The second is, even before that, she went out to see the daughters of the land. It's so innocent. You know, where does she go out? Who knows that she's going out? What is she looking at? What is she looking? She's looking for friends. She's very lonely in this crazy family, only girl. So she wants to meet other girls from the city. It's like the most, you can really relate to it. You can really relate to it. And then the master sages, because they're trying to put the blame on her, and as part of blaming the victim, say, and Dinah went out. You see, that's the problem, that she went out. Women should not go out. It's like classic to go on that. Okay. Now, what happens there when the prince of the country see a girl who is a foreigner? What exactly happened there between them? Because you feel that you're not getting the whole story. The Bible says he raped her, but then there's like, it sounds like a love story and a wedding story. So what's going on? So I'd like to mention here, and I did say it a few years before, I haven't spoke about it for a while time, The Red Tent by Anita Diamond, published in 1997. Who heard about it? Okay, so some people heard about it. The Red Tent by Anita Diamond. If you haven't checked it, check it out. So this is a historical, it's a fiction. It's a fiction telling in first, like the experience of Dinah, that this Anita Diamond lady, she elaborate on that story, elaborate on that. And the Red Tent is where the women are sitting during the menstruation or after birth. It's like a woman-only space where the oral tradition is being transmitted from generation to generation. It was a big schlager, translated to many languages, million copies, and also was done to adopted into a TV series. So you can find it. It was in Lifetime network. So you can check it if you don't feel like reading. And the PDF is online, you can read it. So that's fiction. Now let's go back to the text. I want to like really emphasize that the text doesn't give you easy life in the sense if you're trying to understand what happened. The text is ambiguous, you know, and it got its reasons. So a lot was written about it, about objectification, objectifying women and so on. But the worst thing is what is not written and not heard, and that's the silence of Dinah. You just don't hear her. People talking about her. People are kind of moving her, but you don't hear her voice in any voice. Not that she's screaming when she's taking, she's objecting, she has the will, she doesn't have the will to marry him. She is absence. It's like the story of Dinah, who don't you get to meet? Dinah. And I'd like to start concluding with that when things happen today in violent relationship, it's also very likely that you're not going to hear it. You're not going to hear women who are in toxic and violent relationship. You're going to hear about them when it's too late. You read about them in the newspaper when it's too late. So as we call this parashat Vayishlach, and we kind of approaching that, you know, we're saying gender-based violence, here it is, here in front of our eyes, calling for interpretation. Again, 15, 20 verses. Back in the days, that wasn't a big thing. We are giving more emphasis to gender-based violence. It was taken for the back burner. Now, I presume all progressive rabbis talking about that today. I'm not different. And when we think about it, at least we can call these women, tell them that we see them. Women that were killed by their husbands, by their brothers, by their parents, by the whatever. And we can say, we see you and we say Kaddish for you. This sentence, shall they make a prostitute out of our sister? That's the heart of patriarchy. That's the heart of patriarchy. I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying it's not for you to decide. It's for the lady to decide. And we can be with the lost, with the pain. There were beautiful, special personalities, fulfilled women, and they were taken because they didn't comply to whatever the man who is in charge of them, the husband or the brother or the father, thought they should be. So we just to conclude, we have the commitment to fight for them, and it looks like in the reality first that we are here, we have proper, like, you know, sexual conduct, like we have like a proper conduct of behaviors here, and then after that we are aware of what's happening here in our communities and in all our communities, in the schools and wherever we are, but also that we taking into consideration that it's under our custody to make sure there will be budgets for shelters for women who has to leave home, for their kids, that the policy toward women who suffer from abuse will change. It will be easy. It's very, very hard to step out of the home and tell the system, go to the system, to the police and say, my husband beats me, can you help? You know, you're simply not going to get the right solution if you just go to the police and tell them, I have a problem, a domestic problem at home. So this is also part of the things that we need. So in a way, the answer is in the system, but the system needs to learn how to give the answer together with civil society organization, with the Life Center, with others. You know, it's a big thing. I'm not saying it lightly. It's a biggie job. In the Jewish perspective, there's a group of rabbis, mainly women rabbis, they call themselves daughters of Dinah, not Dinah, and they kind of been pushing it for some years and making sure that now on this Parashat Vayishlach and in the International Day against gender-based violence, it's in November, there will be, right in the end of November, there will be some kind of reading materials, learning materials, things available, workshop available for the communities. And it's part of how Judaism shifts its emphasizes You know, let's say there are 7, 8 topics a rabbi can talk on every random weekly parasha. If you choose to put this in the front, then you're part, and my job is to be a good ally. Anyhow, that's what I wanted to say. It's not only that we're saying, oh, we don't have this problem here in Temple Emanuel because we're all enlightened and cool and loving kindness. It's how we are putting it and saying, it's here, it's happening. How we promote Jewish discourse. Jewish discourse. What does it mean? As Jews, we are engaged with it. How we bring it, this unpleasant topic, bring it to the surface, make a stand, and offer, I'm not even say solutions, but at least how are we addressing it personally, community-wise, and in the public sphere, as in opinions and rituals, in lamentations, in prayer, in community events, and so on. It's not done. It's far from being done. I'm not going to stand here and there are topics I'm repeating, but it's far from being done. Far from being done, and it's on us. Okay. And very related to the weekly parasha. Nobody can say, oh, Rebbe, where does it come, that stuff? No, this is like embodied. Genesis 34. Good. Let us move to the Kaddish. The kids came and they got, because I got the sweets for them. Okay. I think we should have a coup. No, maybe we should get the sweets to the adults today, huh? Let's change a dimension. Let's what? They don't even care. You think they're lacking? They had the kiddush with them. No, right? They had donuts for the brucha, right, Russell? They had donuts for the brucha. They are not. Don't worry for them. Yeah. Okay, before I read the names, I'd like to mention the following, that Facebook brought up to me a picture 9 years ago. We had here, come. 9 years ago, some of you guys were not even born. We had a board memorial for Madiba, and people were writing notes to Madiba, and I presume we still have it somewhere. So obviously, it says that it's now the 9 years to the memorial of Madiba. And I want to mention them. Wait, I just will say the Kaddish together. Okay, then I'll give the sweets. Okay, yeah. Great Castle, brother of Janet. Gareth Castle, brother of Janet Cohen. Michael Pengelson, grandfather of Diane Lazarus. Elise Gandelfinger, mother of Angel Gandelfinger. Shulamit Katzman, mother of Myrna Lawrence, grandmother of Ayanda. Basil Kransdorf, husband of Rose Kransdorf and father of Daniel. Richard Prabast, uncle of Charles Prabast and Robert Prabast. Ben Sher, father of Rachel. And Clara Vitt, grandmother of Aubrey Shapiro. And the other names you'd like to mention? Thank you. 598. Everyone knows I'm your dad. Now, shush, we got to say Kaddish together, okay? 598. 598. Come read it me. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועל מה דברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחי יחון וביום יחון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם לעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהדי ויתהלל שמי דקדושה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה ושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום ממרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל בני אדם, ואמרו אמן. Good, please be seated. Guys, you were making dreidels. Just a rivon, okay.
Dreidel.
You okay. We'll make dreidel at home, okay? Brilliant, all right. So there are 4 letters, Nun, Gimel, Hey, Shin. Nes Gadol Haya Sham, the G stand for nothing, good, nicht. Gimel stand for my gold, Geld. Gold. Good. Hey stands for half. Good. And Shin stands for Schlacht, the bad thing. Okay? Schlacht, it's the bad. So let's say you put two coins. If you got the Gimel, you got everything. If you got the Hey, you got half. If you got Shin, you have to put another one. Another 2 coins. Okay? Good practice for Hanukkah. Oh, yeah, sure. Who is still studying or the year ended? Is still school next week?
Yeah.
Now you're done with school? So congratulations. How was the year? Fine. Okay, come. Blessings, blessing you. Shalom. Sorry. Yeah, thanks. So again, okay. One for your sister. No, you have one sister. Yeah. Yeah, sure. And one for Adam. And another one for Rachel. And this is for Sam.
Sam is not here.
What?
He's not here.
Okay, Sam is not here. Fine. I'd like to again congratulate you, Andrew. And as said, your 70th birthday, we celebrate in 70 and a half, you know, your 80th, there's like time. No, it's a good omen. And I'd like to greet, so people starting to go away. So Nesia Tova, good journey for all those who travel. Mainly I'd like to mention Kingsley is going home to Nigeria and is getting the chieftainship. The chief free. They're getting the chieftainy, and it's not easy living in South Africa and running a tribe in Nigeria. Some people know it. They run tribes in all kind of places. Not easy. And we're just talking today how Judaism is kind of exactly oriented to that, to managing a little tribe. This is like what Judaism, the rules of Judaism is exactly working right. Good. I'm here tomorrow 9:30. Other than that, we kind of winding down. Everything is on the bulletin. Farewell Roth has this farewell concert on Sunday evening. If you can join us, please join us for that. What time? 6 o'clock. Anything else I should be mentioning?
Rabbi?
Sorry? Yeah, sure. Well, put him on.
Rabbi?
With you, Roger.
Good evening, people, and Shabbat Shalom. The only announcement I would like to add is that, firstly, a big thank you to the Sami makers this week. You really excelled yourselves, and we were really able to give quite substantial food supplies to the congregants, to the homeless people of Hillbrow, as well as many children who obviously arrived because there was no school. The last date for sandwiches is going to be Thursday, and I once again appeal for you to please make as big a donation as you can of sandwiches, of carrots, of sweets, of fruit, etc., bring them to the shul on Wednesday, and I will pick them up and take them to Temple Israel on Thursday morning. Thank you very much. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Adon Olam.
Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem kol Yetzir Nivra Adon Olam, Le'et Nasa v'chefzo kol, Azay Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem kol Yetzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa v'chefzo kol, Azay Melech Shemo Nikra. ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך נורא אדון עולם, והוא היה והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם אשר מלך. בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשילו להכבירה אדון עולם, בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה, אדון עולם אשר מלך, בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. והוא אלי וחי גואלי וצור חבלי ויצרה אדון עולם, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום אקרא אדון עולם אשר מלך, טרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. בידו אפקיד רוחי, ותישן ויהירה אדון עולם, ועם רוחי גוויעתי, אדון עלו ולא ירא אדון עולם אשר מלך, בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא.